I'm Tessa Szalkowski, and I'm a 6th grader, and I won 6th place in the Metro Atlanta region for my poem.
And I am Wendy Baker, and I am Tessa's 6th grade language arts teacher at Inman Middle School, and I had an activity that allowed her to write that poem.
Talk a little bit about the inspiration for the poem, Tessa.
Well, Miss Baker one day wanted us to write a poem on a painting, and so I chose this painting because I thought it was beautiful, and so I was thinking, how could I do this? And I was like, what if I were one of the sisters, like hiding up in the branches, like the outcast, and if I could be there, what would it be like in that age? And so I came up with this poem, and I started out, and I just wrote it, and I did rough draft, and Miss Baker revised it, and she said, well, wouldn't it be cool if what if it looked like you were like hiding between the branches? And I was like, oh wow, that sounds really cool. Like, what if the words were like hiding between the branches? And so I did that, and I started getting into it. And so I was taking each part of the poem and like illustrating it throughout.
Ms. Baker, if you could talk a little bit about the importance of how you get your students inspired to write. How do you try and sort of connect them to the content that they ultimately decide on?
One big thing I think with student writers is they have to write about something they care about. And so I try to offer a lot of choice. Even with this painting activity, I had several other paintings around the room. And even though we went around and brainstormed lots of adjectives for all of them, in the end, in order for them to write something that they cared about, I wanted it to be important to them, relevant to them in some way. And so I had students pretty much like an art classroom that day, because I had students all over my classroom in front of paintings and just basically painting what they saw with words instead of paint. And that's, as a teacher, that's what you want. You want to inspire them and to play with words. So I always tell my students we're in language arts, and so I do try to pull a lot of art into my classroom. And so I was really pleased with how many beautiful poems, but Tessa's really, because she played with the form of it so much, which to me was much more sophisticated than what a lot of the other students were doing, that is why hers ended up being the 6th grade rep from Inman to go to the contest.
Talk about Ms. Baker as an instructor. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What's she like to work with as a teacher, and how does she inspire you to learn more about writing?
I think she's an amazing teacher, and I think, well, every day I come in and it's something new, and she makes it exciting, and every day I get my morning laugh, and it's hard because on Monday mornings you really don't like laughing. I mean, you really don't want to, school. But she makes school really exciting, and language arts is just a blast.
Show us the construct of your poem, and then we'll ask you to take and talk a little bit about how that works and how it looks.
So I took, as I said, I took every part of the poem and I illustrated it. And I said, it's like the first part is hiding between the branches, and so I dotted words everywhere across the paper, but so people could get a picture in their mind. And then the second part was wind blowing through the wind blowing through the branches, and so the words are flowing. And then this is one of my favorites. I'm looking down on my sisters, and I do an arrow looking down through the branches, and then the sweet scent of colorful flowers fill the warm air, and I just want it to be open and exciting. And then the delicate petals drift slowly down to the green grass below. It's just drifting slowly and gracefully through the air.
Well, we'd like you to go ahead and read the whole poem for us if you have a second.
Okay, sure. So, famous our Jardín. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Say it again, the title?
Estemos Jardín. I think she's in Spanish, so I'm helping her.
Yes.
It's this one right here.
So, I hide between thin leaves and twisted branches as the soft wind blows my lace dress. My sisters below are disappointed in me, sitting in the skinny tree. The sweet scent of colorful flowers fill the warm air. The delicate petals drift slowly down to the green grass below. I want to join them, gracefully falling, tumbling, fluttering. I wish to soar.
Thank you both for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.